Introduction to Communication and Journalism, the function of advertising in society in India and the developing countries. Introduction. In simple terms, one of the many functions of advertising is to communicate, to persuade, to influence and to lead to some action. Human nature and advertising are closely related. It is natural that people want to be noticed for anything that they do. That is what advertising does. It pulls people towards the product like the flowers attract the bees towards them. Advertising in developing and emerging countries illustrates the challenges and opportunities for advertising in these countries and explores their critical relationship with developed economies with a multifaceted analysis on the role of advertising in an interdependent global economy. Objectives: advertising, standard of living, impact of advertising in society and consumer behavior. Advertising standard of living. Starting from the 1980s and in a more pronounced way from the 90s, India shifted from centralized economic planning to a neoliberal economy. In the 90s, India witnessed a massive expansion of advertising, which was stimulated by the opening of the economy and the growth of the media. Though print is still the dominant media, during the 1990s, there was a rapid expansion of television accompanied by television advertising. India continues to be ranked 8th globally among advertising markets, and its ad revenue growth is the fastest among the top 10 economies. The standard of living is an index of the products used by the people in their day-to-day life. It refers to the consumption pattern of the people, reflecting the conditions of living in a country. Over a period of time, the standard of living may improve through economic prosperity. Though prosperity generates a better standard of living, advertising stimulates the desire for better things in life. This is particularly true for the products which were not of shops in the last decade, but which have now become household items of consumption. Thanks to advertising, increased economic activity thus indirectly leads to a higher standard of living. The modern kitchen, the modern home, and the modern office, which now use products unheard a decade ago, are a silent testimony to what advertising can do to improve our standard of living. Advertising aims at fulfilling a variety of purposes depending upon the needs of a particular enterprise. A painstaking analysis is made regarding the various factors such as demand potentialities, cost, and media. Advertising serves every sector of the business society: consumer, producer, and the middleman, agency and salesman, and the society as a whole. Rise of middle class. The rise of middle class of 80 million people in India who want a fridge, a TV, a moped or a scooter, convent education, a travel package, stereo systems, and interior decor, cosmetics and nutritional supplements, fast food and air travel bears testimony to the higher standard of living, which is no mean achievement for Indian advertising. Advertising makes people aware of their needs, which make them inspire to a higher standard of living. There is, however, the criticism that by creating a desire for various products, advertising plants seeds of discontent in those who cannot afford them. Advertising is omnipresent and ever appealing. Hence, it always calls out for an action. Such actions create a change in several factors existing in a country. In simple words, we will see the impact of advertising on the economy and society. Advertising aims at fulfilling a variety of purposes depending upon the needs of a particular enterprise. A painstaking analysis is made regarding the various factors such as demand potentialities, cost and media. Advertising serves every sector of the business society: consumer, producer and the middleman, agency and salesman, and the society as a whole. Advertising enhances product value. Through continuous advertising, a product earns a recognizable recall value in the market. This is because people start remembering and resonating the product when they continuously watch the advertisement. Advertising enhances profits. With regular advertising, a brand can expect a rise in sales. This because advertising makes the product known and marketable. With more sales, a company can aim for higher profits. At such phase, the company can also save its cost due to high economies of scale and reap the benefits of having an effective cost of production. Advertising affects product price. Advertising is a cost which cannot be compromised. A company has to spend well on in advertising campaigns based on several factors: media, geographical reach, technology, etc. This is surely going to add up a lot of penny towards marketing and selling the product to the final consumer. Hence, the advertiser is bound to recover this cost from the customers. So, advertising shifts product prices to the higher side. Well, the price factor can be seen from another angle too, especially when a company is engaged in high economies of scale, leading to reduction in the production cost. Product life cycle. Every product has to pass through several stages during its lifespan. Primary focus is on survival and growth. This happens only because of timely and appropriate advertising techniques. With regular advertising, there can be stronger penetration in the market and more conversions. This can take the brand to higher levels of product life cycle. However, from another perspective, advertising can also help a failing brand from getting withdrawn from the market after its decline. Production and distribution costs. Advertising creates a favorable impact on demand, which pushes production and hence distribution. With high production, a company can optimally utilize its fixed cost, thereby controlling the overall cost. On the other hand, to cater high demands, the company may have to extend its supply. This is where there will be a rise in distribution cost. Consumer demand. Demand is a desire backed by ability and willingness to pay. With continuous advertising, short-term as well as long-term demand can be created. This is because advertising facilitates mental and physical preparedness competition. Advertising is an effective tool for mitigating competition. Brands have to advertise to present themselves to the audience. When many brands from a particular sector advertise, it creates strong competition. So, as to compete in the market, advertising at regular intervals becomes a necessity. Market expansion. Advertising helps a brand to not only survive but also grow. Continuous advertising enables a brand to create and increase demand for itself, which facilitates market expansion. With wide advertising, a brand can enter into more geographical areas, thereby spreading its business circle and customership. Economic growth. Advertising is a strategic industry, providing opportunities and upliftment to many. In simple words, it's not only the advertiser who grabs the benefit of advertising, but the society and other supporting enterprises as well. Many job and business opportunities emerge through advertising, which directly and indirectly boosts an economy. Standard of living. Advertising makes viewers aware about the various offerings made in the market by various brands. This enables an easy and smooth purchase for the buyers and facilitates a better standard of living. This involves mainly luxury, premium goods, brand image. Brand image is a very important performance indicator for any brand. With a favorable brand image, a company can derive more sales and consumer trust. The brand image enhances with appropriate and timely advertising. In fact, advertising like advocacy advertising also enables a brand to mitigate crisis. Nike believed in valuing sportsmen for their courage and determination towards sports and included personalities like John McEnroe, former American professional tennis player, and Michael Jordan, former American professional basketball player. This helped Nike to gain a strong brand image and marked a market share of whopping 43% from 18% in the US. Consumer choice. Advertising facilitates consumer choice. Consumers can see a variety of options available to them in the market and can take decision upon buying. Advertising by several brands do create a problem of choice for the consumers, but it also extends understanding alternatives and choosing the best product as per consumer wish. Effect on business cycle. Advertising no doubt helps in employing more people. It increases the payrolls of people working in the field. It helps collecting more revenue for sellers, which they use for betterment of product and services. Sometimes consumers may find the foreign product better than going for the national brand. Advertising is a powerful tool not only for communication but also for persuading the right person to take an action. With an ocean of media, advertising gets scattered and delivered in various eyes in various forms. During this process, several factors existing in a society are considered, which in turn affects consumer behavior. Information. Advertising throws light in the dark. When a product or service is advertised, it is actually a transmission of information from the seller to the potential buyer. But one needs to remember that not every information is a solution. Advertising of certain products stands as a solution for many. Not every product and service is developed with an intent to provide solution for an ultimate buyer. There are products which may be harmful or inappropriate or for the viewers. But when a problem is resonated to a product, it automatically becomes a solution. Unrealistic desire. Such desire can either be true or even an unnecessary one. Realistic desires lead to a genuine purchase, but unnecessary desires lead to flop purchase, which may seem to be exploitative, altering consumer behavior and attitude. Advertisements have the power to alter people's minds and actions. A good advertisement can surely stuff in positive vibes and thoughts with depiction of message in the most moral way. But ads using inappropriate mediums and messages tend to exploit and manipulate people's mind, which can create terrible consequences in the internal and external surroundings. For example, ads showing violence has a tendency to promote violence, which can either encourage people to commit violence. Advertising promotes materialism. Materialism is a belief that certain consumer goods and services provide the greatest source of satisfaction in life. Advertising helps a product to be placed in such a way that it can promote status symbol, success, achievement, power, etc., which can encourage its demand and consumption. But the same can be harmful to the society, as materialism tends to ruin people's relationships. Advertising promotes consumption of unhealthy, questionable products. At times, a product may not be suitable or appropriate for a person. Precisely, it may be beyond a person's affordability, or may not be useful, or may be harmful, or may even confuse buying decision. An advertisement can also affect a person's thought process and may tend to influence personal characteristics like selfishness, manipulative, overspending, stereotyping, hatred to a particular person. Advertising is deceptive. At times, certain competitive products can be promoted in an inappropriate way that can adversely impact the thought process of the viewers. Some ads tend to create confusion among the viewers with tall claims or false comparison or unlimited benefits subject to condition. The subliminal advertising, capturing the minds of consumers, is the main intention of these ads. The ads are made in such a way that the consumers don't even realize that the ad has made an impact on their minds, and this results in buying the product which they don't even need. Effects on our value system. The advertisers use puffing tactics, endorsements from celebrities, and play emotionally, which makes ads so powerful that the consumers, like helpless prey, buy those products. These ads make poor people buy products which they can't afford. People picking up bad habits like smoking and drinking and buy products just because their favorite actor endorsed that product. Offensiveness. Some advertisements are so offensive that they are not acceptable by the buyers. For example, the ads of Denim Girl showed girls wearing very less clothes and making a sex appeal. These kinds of ads are irrelevant. There are some ads which are educative but rejected in the past and now appreciated by people. Earlier ads giving information about birth control pills was considered offensive, but now the same ads are considered educative and important. Monopoly. Advertising creates economies of scale by extending a company's research across the country and beyond. It facilitates direct selling to the consumer by mail order or over the internet, thereby cutting costs. It helps the most efficient companies to thrive at the expense of the more wasteful. It allows innovative products to appear on the shelves in lightning quick time. In short, it makes a low-cost mass market possible. These efficiencies enable companies to lower prices, but it cannot be denied that the arrival of large corporations selling global brands often comes at the expense of some small local companies which do not or cannot compete at the same level. Legal aspect. Advertising is subject to a range of laws and regulations, including those related to false or misleading claims, privacy, and intellectual property. Businesses need to ensure their advertising messages comply with these laws and regulations or risk facing legal consequences. Ethical aspect. Advertising can raise ethical concerns such as promoting products that are harmful or targeting vulnerable groups. Businesses need to ensure that their advertising messages are ethical and do not violate consumers' rights or exploit their vulnerabilities. This includes being transparent about product claims, respecting consumers' privacy, and avoiding stereotypes or offensive content. From the viewpoint of developing and poor countries, the values of consumerism do not make much sense, but multinational and national advertisers are insensitive to their inherently different cultural values. Indeed, advertisers are responsible for bringing a new kind of globalism to marketing. Globalism promotes the universal commercial values of exploitation and profiteering at the expense of developing world. To sum up, advertising does reflect the changing cultural values of a society. At times, it itself acts as a change agent. While doing so, it should not lose sight of the developmental perspective. The history of advertising in India is evidence of the flexibility of human cleverness and creativity. From its humble beginnings to the digital revolution, advertising has been ever evolving art form, weaving stories that resonate with hearts and minds. As technology continues to advance, advertising will continue to explore new limits, attractive and inspiring audiences in novel ways. The journey of Indian advertising is evidence to its adaptability and its ability to connect with people from all walks of life.